Are we ready?
Yes.
Again, welcome to the Joint Economic Development Organization. It's February 11th, 2026, and we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, well, thanks for attending tonight. We'll get things started with the roll call.
Right. Item 3, roll call. Commissioners Rippon,
Here.
Mays,
Here.
Cook,
Here.
Mayor Duncan,
Here.
and Councilmember Kell is voting proxy for Deputy Mayor Hoffer.
Here.
Council members Banks,
Here.
Hiller, here. Valdivia Alcala, Ortiz,
Here.
Miller, Bradbury,
Here.
McGee.
Okay. All right, what's first on the agenda?
Item
Or next?
4A is approval of the December 10th, 2025 JEDO board meeting minutes.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I would move for admission or the passage of the minutes.
Okay. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion's been made by Commissioner Cook and seconded by Spencer Duncan. All those are, do we do a roll call vote on these?
I do a roll call vote, yes.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay, Commissioner Rippon,
Yes.
Mays,
Yes.
Cook,
Yes.
Mayor Duncan,
Yes.
Council members Kale,
Yes.
Banks,
Yes.
Hiller.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Next item?
Item 4B, approval of incentive funding in the amount of $1,430,000 for Project Omega.
Hello, my name is Ashley Lehman. I am VP of Business Development for Topeka. And the first project tonight is Project Omega. We have been working with a company in an existing company, we've been working with an existing company in Shawnee County in the financial services industry. This company has been in Topeka over 20 years and is experiencing rapid growth. The project will allow them to enhance their operations while increasing their engagement in the local community. They have already moved forward with expanding their footprint, and this project is looking to specifically support their job growth. The project will bring 175 new jobs over the next 5 years, with wages ranging from $50,000 to over $100,000. The ROI for this project is 39%, and over the next 10 years, the economic impact is $1.37 billion. This project does follow the guidelines, and as a reminder, all incentive funding is performance-based and only paid out as earned as the company, by the company over the 5-year period. This project was approved last week by the Topeka Board of Directors, and today we are asking for a motion to approve the incentive funding proposal of $1,430,000. Sorry.
Thank you. Are there any questions, comments? Do I have a, yes?
Motion to approve.
Oh, sorry.
That's what I was going to say. but
Okay.
Fun.
Well, I think Mr. Banks beat you to it here.
Guess so.
So are you a second then?
Sure.
Okay. Mr. Banks has made a motion. It's been seconded by Karen Hiller. Roll call vote.
Commissioners Rippon,
Yes.
Mays,
Yes.
Cook,
Yes.
Mayor Duncan,
Yes.
Council members Kale,
Yes.
Banks,
Yes.
Hiller.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, motion passes. Next item.
Item 4C, approval of incentive agreement in the amount of $383,000 for Project Team.
Right, excited to present these next two projects tonight. As a reminder, both of these projects were previously approved by the Topeka Board as well as the JEDO Board in December, and all the details of the incentive agreement are outlined and included in the packet tonight. Normally, after final approval and announcement, we pause to take a photo with the company. Since we have two tonight, I would just ask that we do that after both of them. So the first one is for Project Team. This is an existing food manufacturing company in Shawnee County. They are investing $20.5 million in both renovations and adding new additional square footage to their existing facility to continue their goal of being an employer of choice in Topeka and Shawnee County. At this time, they're not adding new jobs, but they currently employ over 380 employees with an average salary of $74,000. And with many of our manufacturing facilities aging, we want to support and encourage the updates to their facility. The investment of this project generates an ROI of 30%, and over the next 10 years, the economic impact is $30.9 million. This project follows the incentive guidelines for primary employers, and all incentive funding is based on performance and only paid out as earned by the company over a 5-year period. So with final approval of the contract in the packet tonight, we are excited to announce that Project Team is J.M. Smucker. With us tonight to say a few words about the project is Luke Livingston. He is the plant manager and director of operations.
All right, thank you, Ashley. Good evening, everyone. Again, my name is Luke Livingston. I'm the plant manager and director of operations for the J.M. Smucker plant. We are in North Topeka, located near the intersections of Highway 24 and 75. We make pet food and pet treats under some of the brand names you probably recognize, such as Meow Mix, Milkbone, and Canine Carryouts. Our plant first was constructed and started production in 1971, so we're celebrating 55 years being a part of this community and providing great jobs for our employees, but indirectly for contractors and suppliers that also support us. We're very proud to be a part of this community. One example I want to share that you might find interesting is on many of our pouches that we make here and presenter trays, we actually print on there, produced in Topeka, Kansas, USA. And these are not products that are just supplied here regionally. These products are shipped across the U.S. and are available online through e-commerce. But we feel it's important for folks to know that our product is not only made in the USA, but actually made here in the Midwest. We're able to source a lot of our ingredients from this region, and then we're very proud that we've got folks, talented and hardworking folks here in the community that make these products. I would really like to thank you for considering this project. As Ashley mentioned, we're adding square footage to grow our employee facilities and renovating our current facilities. And it's going to be great for our employees to have those refreshed facilities, but we're also planning for the continued growth that we've seen through our history. So we are oversizing the addition we're putting in now, so we don't have to come back and redo that when our business grows in the future. So just really excited about that. But I'd just like to thank you for considering this project. I'd like to thank Ashley, Rhiannon for all the process of putting this together, the Go Topeka board, and the JEDO board as well. So thank you so much. Is there any questions that I could answer for you?
Questions? Yes. Thanks.
Since we are expanding, why are we not adding new jobs?
Yeah, it's a situation where basically the economy, our business is fairly flat right now. So we don't have the growth in our demand. We're confident that the economy will come back at some point. And building a building takes time. And so when our business does come back, we don't want to be waiting on a new building. We want to go ahead and get ahead of that by building the additional employee capacity that we'll need when that does come up in the future.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? Keller?
You gave us a quick run-through. Could you make a broader run-through of the products that you actually sell?
Yeah. So Milkbone is primarily what we produce in our dog treats and the Canine Carryouts brand. So we make the Milkbone biscuits. A lot of people are familiar with that you buy in a box or a carton. And then we make a lot of soft and chewy products in a wide variety of different forms and shapes. Soft and chewy, long-lasting chews. So a wide variety of products produced under the Milkbone brand. Canine Carryouts, the same thing. Mostly soft and chewy type products. And then Meow Mix, we make cat food, and we make several flavors under the Meow Mix brand. So a wide variety. We're one of the largest facilities within the company, and have the widest variety of products we produce right here in Topeka. So nice thing about our business is just creating the moments between people and the pets that they own. That's what we always relate to, is the experiences we get to create of that, dog wagging his tail whenever you shake the pouch when he hears it, or the cat. So we really enjoy making those memorable moments for the families.
Thank you, that sounds great, and I wanted to, we have people that watch live as well as watch later, and some of us who are more old school think of jam when we think of Smuckers.
Yes,
So I wanted to make sure.
No, that's a great point, and we try to be present. We are strong partners with Topeka Helping Hands Humane Society, so we try to get to that and other events in the community where we can hand out samples and let folks know that we're here and these are the products we produced.
Thank you.
If there's no other comments, I'd move to approve.
Okay.
Second.
Who made that? Oh. Motion was made by Councilmember Miller, seconded by Commissioner Mays. Roll call vote, please.
Kill.
Who?
Motion was made
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I?
by Miller.
We gotta be able to confuse for all kinds of old guys.
Kevin Miller. I'm sorry.
Commissioners Rippon,
Yes.
Mays,
Yes.
Cook,
Yes.
Mayor Duncan,
Yes.
council members Kale,
Yes.
Banks,
Yes.
Hiller.
Yes.
Motion
All right.
passes.
Next item.
Okay, Item 4D, approval of incentive agreement in the amount of $147,000 for Project Vulcan.
Okay, this is another project that was previously approved by the JEDO board. This is another existing advanced manufacturing company in Shawnee County. Their plans include investing $1.6 million in both real property and equipment at their current facility, 19 jobs over the next 5 years with salaries ranging from $50,000 to $80,000. This makes the ROI 415%, and over the next 10 years, an economic impact is $71 million. With the following approval in the contract in the packet tonight, we're excited to announce that Project Vulcan is HF Rubber. And with us tonight to say a few words is John Adams, the Executive Vice President.
Thank you, JEDO board members. I'd first like to start off by saying thank you for considering to support our initiative to invest here at our facility in Topeka. We've been a part of Topeka for over 65 years, and during that time, we've felt the strong community backing, and it's incentives and programs like this that you all put forth that really demonstrates your willingness to invest and help local companies grow and thrive. So, do you all have any questions for me? I'm sure most of you probably don't know what we do or anything. So,
Tell us.
we build rubber mixing machines. So we build machinery that everyone in this room relies on, but nobody knows or cares about. But businesses in the area like Goodyear actually use our machines to mix rubber that they use to make tires. We're also do business with other big tire manufacturers like Bridgestone, Continental Tire, Pirelli Tire, and other technical rubber goods manufacturers throughout Canada, US, Mexico, and Brazil. So with this business expansion, we'll be able to offer more products and services to those same customers in North America and continue on our continued growth.
Cool. Any other questions?
Where's your business located at?
We're also located in North Topeka. We're actually, if you know where the pad is, we're right across the street.
Okay.
Yeah, we've been there since 1960.
Always wondered what was in that building.
You're welcome to a tour.
I will.
Yeah.
All right. Do we have a motion?
I'll move, Mr. Chair.
Motion been made by Commissioner Cook. That a second?
Second.
Second by Councilmember Banks. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioners Rippon,
Yes.
Mays,
Yes.
Cook,
Yes.
Mayor Duncan,
Yes.
council members Kale,
Yes.
Banks,
Yes.
Hiller.
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right. Well, thanks for all your work, staff, on getting this all packaged together, and I'd like to thank the manufacturers as well. Thank you very much. We like that you're committed to Topeka and plan on staying here for a long time. We love it. So,
So-
Yes, let's pause for a photo, so. He's ready.
Makes sense.
All right, we're back, and
This is it.
welcome back. Next item on our agenda.
Item 5, the Go Topeka year-end update.
All right. Good evening, everybody. Rhiannon Friedman, president of Go Topeka. So in your packet, you'll have our Q4 2025 report. So in our February meeting, it generally aligns that you've got a report that's fresh with all of our numbers. But what I provided here are a couple of dashboards that we can talk through and provide a visual on. They're also included in the packet. So for a couple of years now, you guys have been working off this dashboard that provides just a year-end, year-to-date overview of 2025 activity related to new business, business retention and expansion, small business incentives, as well as economic mobility. So just to talk through a couple of these, 184 projects, 169 new jobs, and then that $99 million capital investment. One thing I will say about this is that since this is 2025 funds, this does include the 2 projects that you just approved and that were announced tonight. And then I wanted to take a step back and wanted to pull back and look at specifically the 2025 JEDO approved projects through our traditional incentives. So in 2025, there were 4 projects that were approved. And something that I think is really great about this is breaking down the average wage of those jobs. It came in with an average wage of right at $81,000, which I think is really great. We've been seeing as employers continue to grow and expand, there's a competitive market for workforce, and that's increased the average wages of the jobs that are being put online, which I think is exciting for Topeka and Shawnee County. Any questions about project numbers before I kick it over to the rest of the team?
Questions?
All right, well then I will have Stephanie Moran come up here, who no doubt has had a very exciting week and probably has a lot to share with you about all the great things happening at Link Innovation Center.
Thank you, Rhiannon. Stephanie Moran, Senior Vice President of Innovation for Go Topeka and Link Innovation Labs. So as many of you are aware, we've been working on building out the Link Innovation Labs project over the last 14 months. I'm happy to announce that we had the ribbon cutting grand opening ceremony on Monday, which some of you were able to attend. For those of you who weren't, I brought you coffee mugs from Sparrow Coffee Co. They are our coffee shop tenant in the new lab space. They are offering, we had these mugs as our giveaway item at the ribbon cutting. There's bounce back offers in those mugs, so we'd encourage all of you to come visit that space. We're excited for Sparrow as one of our local entrepreneurs to be the coffee operator in that space. They are a strong testament to having gone through all of the programming that is offered throughout our entrepreneurial ecosystem, through kind of the initial trainings with OmniCircle for Ignite, Ascend. They've worked with our Small Business Development Center partners in building business plans and connecting with resources, and they've attended many of our Small Business Council trainings throughout this last couple of years. Their initial location in North Topeka has been open just over a year. We celebrated that earlier this fall. So this is their second location. Their North Topeka location is a drive-through only, so this is their first in-person site, which is exciting for them, and they're very excited to be part of that space. I'm going to show you a quick video of kind of the progression of the construction through that space, and then I'll talk a little bit more about that. All right, so as a quick reminder on kind of what's in this space, we're a little over 17,000 square feet on the first floor of the old AT&T facility, now Link Innovation Labs at the corner of 6th and Monroe. Within that space, we have the coffee shop. We have 8 laboratory spaces. Those spaces range in size from about 600 square feet to 750 square feet. 5 of those lab spaces have been finished out and are ready for occupancy. They include casework, fume hoods, all of the HVAC, electrical, compressed air, all the items that a startup would need to begin working in that space. One of those spaces will be a shared lab space. We have some additional funds from our K-State partners for lab equipment that is coming. Those things are a little back ordered, but we'll have those shortly. That will be a space where individuals can come and rent that space on a month-to-month basis to work on research and development projects where they may not be quite ready for their own lab space but need the availability of equipment to work on. That could be shared by up to 6 individuals working in that space on short periods of time, hoping to grow them into those other lab spaces. We've built a lot of flexibility into those lab spaces based on our conversations and visits to other locations. The center casework is mobile, so that if those founders need to bring in larger pieces of equipment, we can move those center casework pieces out and allow for those larger pieces of equipment. We also have connectivity between the lab spaces built into the walls. So if a startup is growing and needs to expand into an additional space, we can make that 2 labs into 1. We left 3 of those spaces white box finished, so it has all of the infrastructure, HVAC, electrical, walls and ceilings are finished. There's no caseworker hoods in those because we want those to be flexible spaces that can be custom built for specific needs. Those could also be used by companies that are looking to do more robotics or drone type of technologies. They'd still have the infrastructure for labs in the future if we need it, but could be flexed to other types of uses depending on what those companies are looking for. We have office and co-working space in there as well. There's a shared lab equipment, larger pieces of equipment, autoclaves, sterilizers, those types of things that are commonly used by our companies. And one of the exciting things we have in there is our pitch training event center. The current capacity for that, we have seating for 64 in the main auditorium space and another 14 in the lounge area. Based on how we've configured that, looks like we can do some additional seating in there, so we'll be looking to order some additional seating for that. But that space can be rented by the public. So there's an online booking system for that space. We have an executive boardroom that sits 18, 2 smaller conference rooms that sit 10, and those can all be booked by other companies or public users on our website. There's a booking system, or you can reach out to us, and we're happy to help with that. We're very excited on some of the sponsors that have come into that space. So we just announced this week that Washburn University has come in as the sponsor for that pitch room space. So we're very excited to have our Washburn University partners in there. I mentioned Kansas State University with the sponsorship of equipment. KBS Constructors, who's been the general contractor on the project, has actually come in as our coffee shop sponsor, helping to offset some of those operating costs for that coffee operator the first couple of years to make that more viable as we build up traffic in that space. And then Bartlett and West is come in as an advocate partner in the space, and Endeavor Private Wealth is our first corporate member in there. In addition, we have tenants. Washburn Small Business Development Center has moved into this space. Plug and Play team has moved in, as well as I have a 3rd tenant contract that I just sent out today for those office spaces. And then our Sparrow Coffee team. We have marketing efforts going out this week to our different partners throughout the state, Kansas City, Wichita, and Manhattan for marketing on those lab spaces. So we're working on that to get those spaces leased now that they're ready to go. Again, very excited what's going on in that space. We've already had several trainings in there. We had a Sustainable Laboratories group visit, and we're the first users of that pitch space, which was exciting to see. They were really anxious about that space and talked about how that type of space is needed throughout the region and the state. So we've got a group that's going back out to their sister cities and having those conversations that space is available, which I think is great. Online, we've also got all the trainings that are coming up. We are doing some additional programming in the that AI space with our plug-and-play partners. So look for those trainings starting in March. And then all of our small business entrepreneurship trainings and programming will move into that space as well. The business concierge space that we had over on 7th Street or 7th in Kansas has moved in that space. We have 6 Washburn University students that are majoring in the entrepreneurship and business space, helping to run that reception business concierge space for us and help make those referrals as entrepreneurs and small business owners come into the space. So again, really excited for what Link is going to bring to the community. Happy to answer any additional questions about that.
Commissioner Cook.
What's our price for the renting of the boardroom or the smaller conference rooms?
The smaller conference rooms are 30. The large executive room that sits 18 is 75 an
Now,
hour.
is it an hour?
An
or
hour.
An hour?
Yep. And then the pitch space is 150.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Now, I wasn't sure if I heard, did you mention agriculture in that?
Yes, so with our plug-and-play partners, we've been operating accelerator programs in the animal health and ag tech sectors.
Okay.
So we'll continue that programming with them. But we want to make sure that everyone understands that the lab space and the programs that are in there are not just for animal health and ag tech. We are open to any type of startup coming into that space and in fact encourage that. What we see is when you bring in those tech companies or innovators across different industry sectors, it's when we really see a lot of transformative innovation take place. They have conversations. A lot of times it's those founders having conversations and saying, hey, have you thought about taking your technology this way? I've seen a need or a solution that could be potentially solved by your technology. And we've seen that happen with some of the startups that have come through the batch. Size Me is a great example of that, where they came in, their device was initially a human health medical device. They kind of had shifted into small animal health, and we're looking at veterinary practices, but really after conversations with K-State have determined that herd health, especially in cattle, has a great need for their device, and so they've made pivots with that device and have been able to then secure grants through the FDA and USDA for additional testing on that product, which I think is exciting.
Yeah, I was just concerned because we are a very rural and urban area all at once, but Texas is flying through the roof for years when it comes to the agricultural side of things, and a lot of innovation comes from that farmer that rigs something together so that they have a space now that they can use it in. Is there anything that you're going to be doing to help people when it comes to copyright, trademark,
Absolutely.
patent, those things?
Yes.
Because it's great to come up with an idea, but if you're not careful, you can lose that idea very quickly.
Yeah, I think the great thing with Link is that provides that point for connectivity to all of those resources. So we have connection points within our universities for IP. So we've obviously got Washburn's Law School. K-State also has an IP group that we can leverage. And then we have IP partners throughout the state that we can work with depending on what type of technology and who kind of has expertise in that area. But that can span across connecting with mentors in different areas of business. Also for investment funding, those type of areas as well. So it's really kind of that space where we can link all of those connection points together.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Stephanie, this is probably the first innovation lab in Topeka.
Yes.
What other cities have facilities like that?
Yeah, so KU has an innovation park. So they have, I think they're currently on phase 4 or 5 of their innovation park. So they started very similarly to us. We've had a lot of conversations with them, toured their facilities. Manhattan has some small university spaces, not so much open to the public. There's a little bit of lab space in Kansas City, Wichita. A lot of our research has been done with our partner in Lincoln, Nebraska. So they've actually created their innovation campus off of their old fairgrounds up there. And we actually took our entire construction design lab consultant teams all took a day tour up there to tour those facilities and understand what's worked, what's not worked, utilizing their best practices and learning from those different types of facilities.
Yes.
Thank you. I've been through the building when it was just bare bones.
Yes.
And I was doing my best to follow. Could you, maybe just with your hands like this, give us an idea? I mean, that's a big building.
It is a big building.
And so what's in the basement, what's on the first floor, second floor, and third?
Yeah, so currently we are occupying the first floor. So AIM Strategies is the owner of the building. We are master leasing the first floor. We have had conversations with them about what the opportunities are on the other existing floors within that building. Currently, we are the only tenants in that building. So I think this is a great way to reignite the use of a building that was not being utilized. In the basement, there is an old cafeteria area, some additional conference room type of space. I think that's an ideal setup for an incubator kitchen in the future. Would love to see something like that down in that space. Second floor was remodeled about 6 years ago for AT&T offices, so that's actually in pretty usable shape at the moment. So if there's somebody who's looking for a larger suite of office spaces, that is available, and we can help facilitate those conversations with our AIM partners. Third floor was remediated and was ready for build out similar to what first floor is. So we've had conversations about building into additional lab spaces on that floor. The idea would be that we would like to see larger lab spaces as companies grow and are ready to expand. So instead of the 600 to 750 square foot space, those would be likely more in the 3,000 to 5,000 square foot sections. So think 3 to 6 companies kind of in that 20,000 square foot space on that third floor as they grow and are ready for kind of their next space. Then we'd be ready to kind of launch them out into the community into their own spaces. There have been different conversations about fourth and fifth floor in that. I know there's been conversations with AIM previously about potential housing. We did go ahead and make sure that the HVAC systems would support both. So if that was what the use wanted to be down the future, there's a separate HVAC system for the labs versus what would be used for housing and or office space. So that we've tried to build that infrastructure in. As we started into this project, AIM came alongside and has invested several $1 million as well in overhauling all of the mechanical boilers, HVAC for the building, as well as gone ahead and remediated fourth and fifth floors while we were building out first, so that those are ready for build out and or future needs as we get going here.
Thank you. That's
welcome.
more answer than I even thought there was in my question. Thank you again.
I've been living and breathing this for about 18 months, so. But no, seriously, I would love to have, I know some of you weren't able to make the ribbon cutting. We would love to give a tour anytime. If you're available, please reach out. We will also be hosting Business Unwind there on February 24th from 5 to 7 p.m. So we'll be showcasing the space again, but happy to give a tour. Would love to walk you through and show you the space.
Councilmember Gill.
Just a quick question, a couple more things I thought of. Where on the range do you think it's best for people to come in? As you know, like let's say there's step 1 through step 10 kind of thing. Is it something that you'd rather see them come in at step 1, or would you rather say, okay, hey, you can come in at step 7 and we can help you the rest of the way?
Any of the above. So what we will do is, as they come in through that business concierge desk, we'll assess and figure out what it is they need. So if they're at step 0 or even step 1, that's where we would say, okay, I've got an idea, I've got a concept, but I'm not sure what to do with it. We would start connecting with our other resource partners. So those startups really need to kind of go through that Ignite or Fast Track training. Ascend over at OmniCircle is where we would refer them to. We'd have them start working with our Small Business Development Center partners on how do you build a business plan, how do you do your marketing research. So really kind of starting at square one for those startups. And that's why you have this holistic ecosystem of partners. As they go through that, if it's more of a tech innovation startup, that's where we can connect with our plug and play partners, start having those conversations to say, where are you at on that tech innovation specter? Do we need to do some more work before you're ready to be inducted into what plug and play is doing? Do we need to connect you with some of our other resource partners throughout the state? We have Pipeline, we have Nexus, Network Kansas. We've got a lot of different entities that we can work with, as well as our own programming through Go Topeka, to say, what do you need? Let's identify that, and then let's start connecting you with the appropriate resources.
And is there going to be office spaces available for people to, let's say they want to start reaching out to do those pitch meetings?
Yeah.
That, home is always not the best environment to do those things.
Yes, so we have dedicated office spaces, and then we have co-working or hot desk spaces available. So we have a variety of options. So if they wanted a full dedicated office, we have some of that space, although it's filling up pretty quickly. Most of those spaces are filling up. We do have 11 hot desks, and so those are set up kind of in a common area. We do have phone booths where they can go in and make private calls or have those conversations, but as those hot desk members, they have access to book those conference rooms for those type of pitch meetings and or be part of the pitch competitions and trainings that we'd be having in the facility.
And then what are going to be the hours of the?
Yeah, so currently our hours are 8 to 5 Monday through Thursday, and then 8 to 3 on Fridays. A lot of that centers around, there are a lot of evening or weekend events that we will be hosting, and so trying to accommodate those. Any of those events that we're hosting at Link will be out on the Link Topeka site, so you'll be able to see what those are. They're also posted on our video boards inside the building, so as you come in to have a coffee at Sparrow, you can see what's up and coming at Link.
Is there going to be any plans for a maybe night or weekend time frame? Because there are those people that maybe want to use this opportunity, but they have not that 9 to 5 job.
Yeah, have them reach out to us. We can have those conversations. If it's wanting to have meetings, we can set up meetings according to the times that they have available. If it's, like I said, we'll have trainings that will be happening in the evenings, as well as a lot of times lunch hours work well for some of our small business owners, and or early mornings we have found work good for them. But we'll be hosting a variety of trainings at different times.
And then in part of the planning of all this, is there any transition from, let's say they get to that step 10 and now it's like, okay, here's a real business, rolling them out into the community to set up?
Yeah.
Okay.
So working with them to identify spaces, we've got connections with a lot of our realtor companies in town, so identifying where are appropriate spaces that they would like to work with. We've got our small business council training series that kind of then picks them up as they've launched their business and helps them understand, how do I continue to sustain? How do I grow? What are some of the other programs and incentives that we can access through Small Business Incentives Program that Stephanie Norwood will be talking about, or economic mobility, to help them then grow and expand their businesses, and hopefully someday be big enough to apply for some of the traditional business incentives that Ashley was just talking about.
Thank you.
Stephanie, could you expand a little bit more on what role Washburn University has with this
Yeah.
facility?
So in conversations with Dr. Mazachek, I know Washburn University definitely wants to have a major part of what's going on in Link. It's something that they want to support. And so through having their Washburn Small Business Development Center team office in Link, sponsoring that pitch space, and then having the student engagement, that brings them into that space. We'll also be hosting already this spring. They have their spring social entrepreneurship challenge, which is hosted in conjunction with Topeka Community Foundation. So the semifinals for that will be in the Link pitch space, while the finals will be back at Washburn University. Their Student Business Accelerator Fund will be hosting their competition at Link, and then the fall pitch competition that Go Topeka sponsors will be in that space as well. They will be hosting some of their trainings and events there also, so they're looking to really get engaged and bring students into that space.
Anyone else? Thank you, Steph. Oh, I'm sorry.
What does the marketing look like for this? How are you promoting this throughout the state or the region or throughout the country?
Yes. So a lot of our community, or a lot of our regional partners, so if we think Ad Astra Bios is a statewide bio partner, so they're one that we work with. The Animal Health Corridor group out of Kansas City accesses a lot of the startups that we're working with and connecting with. Startland News out of Kansas City is an entrepreneurial innovation support publication that goes out. So you'll see stories out there from this week's ribbon cutting and from previous. So engaging with them. Our Site Selector magazine. So from an economic development perspective, we'll go into those Site Selector segments and let them know that type of space is available. I'm part of an association called the Association of University Research Parks, which runs a lot of these type of innovation centers, working with that group to also market out. And then we'll target market at specific events. So as we look at upcoming in Dallas in early April is an Animal Health and Ag Tech Summit. So we will do targeted marketing around that event. Game Changers is another entrepreneurial pitch that's taking place in KU in March, so we'll do targeted marketing at events like that to get the word out about Link in those spaces. I was on Friday, I was on K-State's First Friday call, which reaches out to all their extension agents throughout the state and goes actually into Texas, Oklahoma, surrounding states as well. So that publication goes, they do the call, and then they have a publication on that that goes out after that. So a lot of marketing is going out around this space, letting people know. We also, on the small business entrepreneurship side, market that through our big news for small businesses newsletter, making sure that they know where the resources are, where to come and access those things as well. But if there are areas that you think we're not getting to, or parts of the community or others, I'm open to suggestions, but we're trying to reach out to as many areas as we can.
Yes. Mr. Mays?
So this is all very exciting. I think it's great that we have this asset now. I hope that it leases up soon. I guess my question would be, how are we measuring success? And what are we considering a success in terms of a number of different indicators or whatever we're looking at? So,
good questions. So we'll leverage a lot of the metrics that our Association of University Research Parks organizations use. So there are metrics that are measured through there, whether it's the occupancy of the site. So as you look, they offer a year-end reporting kind of. They'll reach out to all the partners, but we'll do those on an individual basis, and I can share some of the things that have been shared through KU's park as well, but it'll be occupancy of the building, how many businesses have we launched out of that space, what are the job growth that's come out of those, what is the revenue that's coming in through those businesses, and the impact that they're having. So a lot of the same metrics that we see from an economic development perspective, but really bringing that in from that facility and the businesses that are launching and growing out of there.
okay, thank you.
Anyone else? Well, thank you, Stephanie.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. All right. Let's, we got one more presentation.
I think we have a couple more.
All right.
So I just wanted to give really a project recap for 2025 and looking over, this is all for new business attractions. So projects that are coming from either the State Department of Commerce or our partners at the Kansas City Area Development Council in Kansas City. So new companies looking for new land or building to build and expand their companies at. So last year we received 42 new projects. That's right in line with 24 and 23. We had 46 and 43 in the previous 2 years. So right in line with that. As you can see, manufacturing will normally always be in the forefront. But in 2024, we only had 2 data center projects, and in 2025 we had 8. So not going anywhere, continuing to educate ourselves and learn and continue those conversations with these projects. Of those 42 that we received, we were able to submit 27 of them. So 15 we couldn't submit, and that's a wide range of reasons. Mostly it's because of square footage of buildings, so usually buildings over 200,000 square feet they're needing, and especially a ceiling height that we really just don't have. They're looking for ceiling heights well over 25 to 30 feet. And then also any acreage that would be available, usually over 250 acres to start building. And then finally, just wanted to give just our active project pipeline. Right now we have 21 total projects. I think I've had 2 more come in since I posted these numbers, but again, manufacturing and again, continuing to really educate ourselves with the data center projects and what that would mean, and learning as we go, just to have as much information that we can eventually bring back should those move along. So happy to answer any questions or keep us moving.
Mr. Mays.
On the data centers, I know we've got 8 in the pipeline. Nothing's happened with any of them. Are are we expecting something to happen
Well,
soon? Or,
I would
what kind of a
say-
timeline are we on with these?
Yeah, that's the biggest kicker, right, is the timeline, and it's specifically because of power. So all of these are well over 500 megawatts, and those are all waiting for Evergy and what that timeline. Obviously, it's not when they, first come. It's going to be over a 5-year period at minimum. So those conversations are all starting with Evergy before they can even move any further with city, county, anybody else that go to Topeka. So we're just trying to stay knowledgeable about where they are in the process so that we can know how we can best support them.
And kind of to add to that, when these companies come to us, I know electricity is a big component in the decision-making process, but water is as well. And are they proposing, when they come to us, the types of technology that they'll be using and whether or not they're going to be large water consumers? I mean, water is kind of a scarce resource across the state of Kansas.
Sure.
We're in better shape than most places here, but it's still a concern, as these open up all over the place.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, no, we don't know a lot. At this early in the stage, I mean, these are all projects that have come in 25 alone. And so right now, they're just kind of getting the lay of the land. They're trying to understand what our water capacities are. But again, it's all starting with power. And I will say, even though we don't know, the details of what their operations look like, not all of them are using as much as we think in terms of water, or maybe they're recycling or whatever it is. Again, with the power, it's a little, we're just starting to learn about all of these, right? So every project is completely different. And so it's hard for us to get a really solid grasp to come and, speak, with a lot of information because right now we just don't have it. So we're just trying to learn as we go. And again, sharing what we receive when we get it.
Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
Yes, Mr. Cook.
When we talk about data centers, have we had the discussion whether or not we want to even incentivize or take on data centers when you consider that they take up a lot of acreage, they use a lot of natural resources, they have a lot of energy needs, they don't generate a lot of jobs? Are there discussions because I know that there are some priorities that we go through, and like you said, there's some projects that we don't even bid on or subsidize or advertise to, but
Yeah, I can't really imagine a world where we would ever be incentivizing a project that large. Please step in here, but I don't think that that's ever going to be an ask from Go Topeka. I can't see that happening. It's more, I think it would be a missed opportunity if we didn't try to understand maybe what it looks like when an end user does come in and what that impact it can have on the community, because we don't know. We only know kind of our one idea of what a data center is and what that means and what it looks like and sounds like and feels like, but everything is different. And so I don't think it's us wanting to shell out a lot of money for it. I think it's understanding how we can be a good community partner and make it a win-win, should it advance to that level, but happy to.
No, that's great. And I think just to put maybe a little bit of perspective to that, some of these projects are coming through with capital investment numbers and build-outs that are $8 billion, $10 billion. The way our incentives are structured, us putting money at that, at the level that we do now, it wouldn't move the needle, it wouldn't make sense. But we see that this industry is growing so rapidly that I think it's an opportunity to not think so much about what we can do to incentivize them, but how they can be really good stewards and partners of our community if we were to allow them to develop here. So,
thank you.
Yep.
Anyone else?
No, it's okay.
Thank you.
Hello. Trina Goss. I'm the Vice President of Business and Talent Initiatives with Go Topeka. And I'm going to report on just a couple of things quickly with you guys. So as many of you know, we started the Choose Topeka relocation program back in 2020. Over the course of those years, we traditionally haven't really dug into the demographics of the people that are moving into our community, or really seeing, their satisfaction of moving here. So we started implementing a survey for our new residents about a year and a half ago. We did go ahead and go all the way back to the very beginning and have about a response rate on this survey. So before I jump into the survey results, where we are with Choose Topeka 2.0, and if you remember, we launched Choose Topeka 2.0 at the beginning of 2023, so we made some revisions to the program at that time. Since the beginning of 23, we've had 89 individuals and families move into Shawnee County. 43 of them have purchased homes and 46 have lease agreements. The average salary of these individuals is over $100,000 a year, and those who have brought trailing partners, those average salaries are over $50,000. People have moved to Shawnee County from 27 states since the beginning of 23, the largest of those coming from Texas, Missouri, Colorado, Florida, Virginia, California, and elsewhere in Kansas. Again, the survey that we did survey all of the people who have participated in Choose Topeka, which is just over 200 people. So how it looks, as you'll see on this graph, about 58% of the individuals who have moved are under the age of 34. They're 34 and under. So we are reaching that younger demographic, entering our workforce, which is awesome. Then the education levels, most have a bachelor's degree or higher. And so that shows that we are moving people into the community that are filling those demands, those job demands that might be harder to fill with existing talent for sometimes education level reasons. The new resident household size, I found this one interesting. Over 45% of the individuals moving are just coming on their own. But that also makes sense with the younger demographic as well. Smaller families as well. So yeah, they're making that decision to come here. One thing I really liked on our survey is we just had an open-ended question. What are your favorite things about Topeka? What do you really like? So these are all of the positive things. There were quite a few positive comments. Parks and green spaces, dining experiences, public events and festivals, the small town character and friendliness of the community, which we hear a lot. Children and family activities, sports and athletic facilities. So these are all things that we have been putting a lot of work into over the last decade or more to really make this a place where people enjoy living. We also asked, what are some things you'd like to see improved in the community? Urban infrastructure and revitalization, entertainment and nightlife, housing development and availability, community appreciation and perception, and community social connections. Again, these aren't, I don't think any of these are a surprise. Many of these are things that we are still working on and are developing plans as a community to improve. Finally, we asked what their overall satisfaction rate of their decision to move to Shawnee County and their likelihood of staying in Shawnee County for 5 or more years. So an 84% satisfaction rate and 77% say they're likely to stay for 5 or more years. Any questions on the survey before I move to my next topic? Yes?
Quick question.
Yeah.
The items that you mentioned that, I don't know, it was like dining options, and are those in order?
No.
Okay, so
No.
they're just randomized kind of?
Yeah,
Okay.
the survey kind of did an AI just overview of
Okay.
those things. Yes. Yes.
Is there a place that maybe I already got in an email, but I didn't read it, or elsewhere that we can get the full survey? And that some of the data that you've been sharing, yours and prior, isn't in our packets. So is there?
The overall Choose Topeka information?
The overall Choose Topeka is in, but the survey information?
Oh, the survey results?
Uh-huh.
Okay. I can get that in there for the next one for sure, and I can email it out to you all. We don't have it live publicly.
Just an email's fine,
Okay.
but I like the questions you asked, and the data sounds good.
And one thing I would like to say, if there's something that you would like to see in that survey that maybe we don't have, just let me know, shoot me an email, and I'll be happy to add that in.
If I can ask another question, is that continuing now, and at what level?
Yes. At what level as far as administering the survey?
No, I'm sorry, Choose Topeka itself. You know,
Yes.
people in Topeka have a lot of comments about almost everything.
Yes.
And some have felt like that wasn't valuable, the Choose Topeka wasn't valuable in various comments. And so the results that you have, and then knowing at what level it's continuing, whether it's the same level as the past or different.
It is definitely continuing. This year alone, so far, we have had 6 employers who have offered incentives. I just had 3 more applications come through today from employers. And we've had 2 boomerangs so far. And going forward in this year, our plan is to really start to promote the boomerang option of Choose Topeka and the transitioning military. We're really building stronger relationships with Fort Riley and other military units throughout the area and promoting the transitioning military option.
Thank you.
Karina, could you go back a slide?
Sure.
Did you ask anything about schools or anything like that?
I have not.
Okay, I think that would be kind of
I asked
interesting to
about
see how
children and their ages.
satisfied they are with our education system here.
Absolutely. I will include that.
All right, thank you.
Any other questions? Okay.
Anyone else?
Okay. So back in May, I kind of soft launched the Top City Fame program. I introduced that to you, and I wanted to give an update on the progress that we've been making with this program. Excuse me. So Top City Fame is a part of a national network through the Manufacturing Institute, which is a part of the National Manufacturing Association. This is an employer-driven initiative, meaning our employers who are part of this program are really the ones in charge. It is a chapter. Our voting members of the chapter are the employers who are involved, although we do have other partners in the chapter as well. So what Top City Fame is it is a program to connect area students with employer partners where the employers will sponsor them through a 2-year program at Washburn Tech. And they'll be getting paid while they're going through the program and while they're working for the employer. So it's a registered apprenticeship program. These are the sponsoring employers that we currently have on board. I am really, really proud to say that we have 10 companies who want to be a part of this. This means that they are investing in our young people. They're investing in the advancement and opportunities for our community. This program specifically is in industrial maintenance technology. If you don't know what that is, basically those are the people who can go in and fix machines when something breaks down to keep production moving. So very valuable to companies, but also a highly skilled position. These 10 companies have been very engaged. We have 2 meetings a month, plus recruitment team and marketing teams, a large number of meetings and recruitment events that they are all at. So they're very dedicated to this. And I will say that since it is a chapter and they are members, they do pay chapter dues into it, and those funds are what is used for all of the marketing efforts and anything else that we do with Top City Fame. Our supporting partners, Kansas Workforce One is a huge contributor to this. Essentially, they have funding available to pay the tuition fees for all of the students going through this program. Some of our employers are sponsoring the tuition side, but if they are not, Kansas Workforce One will step in and pay that tuition. So the education side is at no cost to the participants of this program. JAGK, TCALC, and the Siemens School District have also been with us from the very beginning in building this out. And then, of course, Washburn Tech as our education partner. This program will be located out at the north facility once that's built out when they start classes this fall in August. So as students are going through this program, they will be going through the industrial maintenance technology track at Washburn Tech. However, FAME requires other things to be taught in the classroom. So they'll be learning those technical skills that are already built into the industrial maintenance program. They'll also be learning core skills. In FAME, they call them core manufacturing exercises. It's safety culture, workplace organization, lean manufacturing. You see them listed there, and there are a number of others. And then the part that really sets this apart is the personal skills, the professional skills that these apprentices are gaining. So throughout the program, they're learning leadership and public speaking. They'll learn proper posture. When they present to a group, they have an introduction that they're supposed to say. I would say, Good evening. My name is Trina Goss. I'm the Vice President of Business and Talent Initiatives with Go Topeka, and my personal safety commitment is to always be aware of my surroundings. So that's how these students will learn to present themselves. Excuse me. The schedule is a 5-semester dual track program. So they will start the work experience this summer, and then they will start the 3 days of work and 2 days of school schedule in August, and they will follow 5 consecutive semesters, including next summer as one of those semesters. So over the course of the opportunity, they will gain over 1,800 hours of work experience, earn that associate's degree, graduate with 0 student debt. They will have the potential to continue to work for the industry partner that is sponsoring them. Our hope is that they get a full-time offer at the end of the program. They can take the hours and continue their education if they choose to do so, and they'll be earning sustainable wages. All of our partners are paying between $16 and $30 an hour just as they start the program. So who we're really looking for? We are really hitting it hard in high schools right now. We're looking for high school seniors who just, kind of need a leg up. They like to work with their hands. They know traditional college isn't for them. Incumbent workers, existing employees of companies. We're really starting to talk, as I said, building those relationships with veterans in Fort Riley. Anyone interested in manufacturing, anyone who wants a career change, this program is really for anyone. We did have our FAME launch event last week. We had a great turnout at this event. Just want to highlight the picture on the bottom left. That young man that's talking to the group of employer representatives, he's a senior at Highland Park High School, and he was incredibly impressive. All of our employers want him. And we had a representative from FAME National there, and she said, "You are exactly what we're looking for in this program." So we're hoping to see more and more young people like that coming through. Our timeline, we are currently doing interviews and accepting applications for the program. By May 1st, we hope to have all offers made. They'll start that work experience in the summer, and then in the fall, the 3-2 work and school schedule, and then we start all over. So the application will open back up for cohort 2 next fall. And with that, I will stand for any questions. I know I ran through it quickly.
Questions?
Just a short
Yes.
one.
Okay.
Does this include any building trades?
This is specifically industrial maintenance. We have talked, Chaz Havens at Washburn Tech and I have talked about the possibility of taking this model, once we get this fully established, and kind of spreading it across other opportunities. It wouldn't be FAME, but taking the model and duplicating it.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, Stephanie Norwood, VP of Entrepreneurship and Small Business with Go Topeka, and now housed in Link Innovation Labs. So as always, I'm going to present to you the maps, but as you are glancing over these, I'll kind of just give you the rundown of the year. So at our last meeting, I gave you the Q4 report. We have not had any approvals since then. We actually had our pre-review for the current window that is closing this week, and we will make those decisions next week. So at our next meeting, I'll have Q1 for you. So this is a review of 2025. As you can see on the map, we have a good distribution over the city limits. In 2025, we closed 70 of those open projects. So previously approved, they have done the work, made their purchases, and we closed them. Shout out to Manny for doing maybe all of those. So he's really stepped up into this role and assisting there. And this is his first time joining us here. We approved this year, or in 2025, 62 companies for a total of 98 projects. So again, many taking on multiple projects. With a capital investment of over $7 million going into the community. That breaks down to about $11.67 for every $1 that you invested in small business. As you can see, the council districts here, distribution inlaid. Our 2026 goals are to expand further into the county. As you can see here, we don't have a lot of reach outside those city limits right now, so I would love any strategic advice on how to reach them. But yes, we will be working to do more outreach with that, as well as different segments of the community, Spanish speaking. A couple of other groups have reached out to us to have more intensive education and sessions. We will continue to review and evolve the program to the best to support the needs of the small businesses. Evolving needs include software and different digital items that we don't currently include, so we are reviewing those, as well as efficiency of the program. The core four is what I call them. The equipment, construction, architect design, and marketing are always by far our most used grants. They are something that everyone can use. There's a little bit of professional services in there, but equipment is always and remains the top bid item there. And then over here is just a total over the industries. We are still collecting survey responses as we send those out. I did want to share a little bit of a testimony from one of our clients who was approved in 2024, and we had a conversation a couple weeks ago, and she shared some fun numbers with me. So, To the Stars Play Cafe opened up off of Wanamaker on that road right behind Bunt Cakes. So she created a play cafe where young children, toddlers to, the single-digit children can go and play, and then the parents can enjoy time in the cafe. So with the incentive, she helped to do her build-out, do her signage, and get some other services. And she is now entering into her second year successfully, continuing to grow. She has had over 3,000 open play admissions over the last year, sold 1,700 coffees, 2,000 snacks, and held over 70 birthday parties. So just a fun addition to our community, and a couple of numbers that I don't normally get to see and wanted to share. Any questions on small business incentives before I lead into the economic mobility numbers?
Questions?
Great. So economic mobility, so these are specifically for the awarded funds. So as you can see across the board, we have entrepreneurial support services. These are things like they need marketing support, accounting support services, not really tangible items, but more the health of the business and growth in that way. So we did award, and that does include some small business incentives that were targeted for those neighborhoods. Youth workforce and entrepreneurship, redevelopment. So our totals there are still within budget, and some remaining dollars in that fund. Any questions on economic mobility?
All right.
Great.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, well, just to close, I think that concludes all of Go Topeka's presentation. So if there's any questions from any of you about anything we covered, I'd be happy to answer that. And if not, I'll let you move on.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. What's next on the agenda?
Item 6, discussion on the 2026 meeting times.
Now, I've had several people ask why we meet in the evenings and not during the day. I know probably more than half the people in here, probably 70% of the people in here are they're staff that work here, or at the city or the county, and or the Greater Topeka Partnership. And I don't know. I guess historically they used to meet years ago at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Does anybody remember that? Okay. They don't remember. Maybe I'm the only one. But anyway, I just thought we'd open it up for discussion and see if anybody was interested in, or maybe you're happy with this time. I don't know. Any comments? Yes, Sylvie?
I do remember. And I also remember that people would say we did it in the afternoon because nobody could show up. And that's why we moved it to 6 o'clock, so people would have time to get off work. Which
There. Yeah, well.
Either way you go, you're going to
Yeah,
get fine.
I don't see him. I've gone to a number of these now over the last 8 years, and I don't see a whole lot of the public showing up for these. Just like tonight, I think we've got one person from the public here, so I don't know. Yes.
I'm fine with it the way it is.
You're fine
It seems
with it?
like it's working okay. I don't know what the convenience is for the business people that come and join us. Sometimes we have board members and we had the businesses tonight, and whether the evening is at least not during the day. I don't know. But this works. These are usually pretty short, which is nice.
Yeah. We have our commission meetings, of course, during the day, and it seems to work. People make it there and they need to. But you guys do your council meetings in the evenings, so it probably doesn't matter one way or the other. I just didn't know if there was a feel to. No? You're fine? Well, I guess what I'm hearing is just leave it alone, so we can do that. So, all right. We had our discussion.
All right, item 7, a reminder of the 2026 meetings. There's May 13th, September 9th, and December 9th. And then item 8, public comment.
Do we have anyone here who wishes to speak today? Okay.
Because I could get here since it was after 7 or 6. Chairman,
Yes.
good to see you, thank you.
Thank you.
My name's Henry McClure. I'm a real estate developer in town. Do you know that I've been involved with Go Topeka since about 2001, 2002 out in the Commerce Park? And that I personally, out of my proceeds of a sale that JEDO purchased some land from me, contributed to a break and access study to where you could exit off of 49th Street and get right to the Commerce Park to keep the truck traffic off the network. Well, what I brought to you today, and I've given, and I'll submit it to you after, I need to look at it. I've got it, oh, you've got it? Okay, cool. So this proposal that I have, the genesis of where this thing started was I went to Kansas City to meet with a company because on another one of my clients, we're looking at building some 55 and up housing. And what we wanted to do is we wanted to have some continuity and also make it easy to duplicate it. So this is a panel company that's in business today. They make prefabricated panels in their shop. They've got, they're in North Kansas City, and they want to get out of North Kansas City. It's the wrong spot. And so we're looking today, and after them looking at my projects for the 55 and up housing, I talked to them about moving their whole operation to Topeka. And they're going to consider it. And it's amazing how aggressive communities are that would want a deal like this. This is fun. So we've got the need for a 125,000 square foot building that would have 35-foot ceilings. We would prefer a railhead, and I think that the property on the south side of 49th Street by the railroad actually has a railhead. This will create 150 jobs to Topeka, Kansas. The starting wage is about $42 an hour. This will bring $100 million in sales to Topeka from the panel side, and they also have a cabinet shop that will bring about $10 million in sales. So they not every one of their panel deals, they don't always get to sell the cabinets. So they may be in Topeka anyway. We've talked to the planning department about a couple of sites we're working on. I can't say right now what deal it is, but I think I'm going to be doing business with these guys no matter what. And wouldn't it be fun just to bring them to Topeka, Kansas? That'd be a nice lick. Get some new blood. and bring a new manufacturing company to the community. So thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Do we have anyone else who would like to speak? If not, I guess we're adjourned, so, thank you.